What's up, friends? Welcome to Squad. We kind of continued a theme from last week when we thought about our vision and what we want to do, what our dreams are. And this week we talked more about why we are going for those dreams and why we are striving to achieve them. So, good stuff. Hope you're well. Enjoy this, Squad, and we'll catch you soon. This week is going to be a little bit different, similar to last week, but different from other squads that we've done before. So we're going to jump into it. What I'm going to need you guys, anyone that didn't come last week, what I need you to do quick is quickly write out what your dream is, what your ultimate long-term hockey dream, life dream, what your goal is, what your vision is. So everybody needs notebook and paper or pencil. Everyone needs that stuff again this time. And we're going to talk more about our dream, but within that, about our why. Why are we shooting for our dream? What's our motivation? And so that's really what we're going to get into today. And so I'll give you a second to go get paper and pencil and whatnot, or get your journal. And we're going to jump right in. We're not going to have any time at the very beginning because we're going to break off into groups a little bit again, like we did before. So I have to get my notebook too, but I can get that when we start here. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all. All right. Let me know if you can see it. Zane and Dylan, you're my two that I can see. Good? Good. Okay. I'm going to blow it up. All right. Last week we talked about our vision, our long-term vision, our long-term goal. And this week we're going to talk more about that and get a little more intentional with why that's our goal, right? We need to understand why it's our goal. I'll get into that in a moment specifically. I'll turn on the little flasher thing here. One sec. Boom. Okay. Can you see the little red dot? Hopefully. So we need paper, pencil, journal, and a writing tool. We are going to separate again, like last week. If you weren't able to join last week, we had time separate where we were just alone with our thoughts, 5 minutes, and we came back together and spoke with a partner and then spoke with a group, a quad. So we're going to do kind of that same structure this week. So let's reflect first on the vision that we set last week. Let's make sure that that's available. So make sure that you have either the notes that you took last week, or if you weren't there last week, the questions were, if you could be anything, anywhere, what would you be? And what is your dream? So that's kind of what we were talking about last week. And we took time to think about that and work that out. And we're building on that this week. So if you weren't here or didn't do last week yet, just think quickly and write down quickly. You could be anything. What's your dream? Write it out. In this, we'll have time to write it all out. But this week we're talking about why, and why our why is important. In the video, I don't know if any of you saw or clicked into the video that I sent this morning, but Simon Sinek says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it, right? So you guys that are trying to play juniors next year, everybody knows that you're a goalie trying to stop pucks, right? But your why is going to keep you in the conversation. Your why gets you through hard times. Your why communicates value to other people. Your why focuses your energy, right? It helps you decide on your hierarchy of priorities. And if you can't explain why you're doing something, then it might not be worth doing. It might not be worth your time at all. And so your why keeps you on track to your dream. If you can't justify why you're doing something, then it's more likely than not on the right path towards your dream. So we're going to get into this here, okay? And I'll show you kind of how I am going to think about breaking this out. But we're going to take 5 minutes in a moment to reflect on what our values are. And our values are just what's important to us. So we're going to think about what's important to us, what's important to our friends, what's important to our parents and coaches. And then ultimately, we want to figure out, what do we, regardless of other people, value? What are the things that we care about, regardless of what other people think? And so the way everyone's going to break out into a room. I'll just explain this quick. Everyone's going to break out after we have time separately. We're all going to turn our cameras off. We're all going to turn our mics off, and we're going to spend time writing and reflecting and thinking. And then we're going to get put into a room with one partner. And so with that partner, you'll tell them what you wrote down in your time. So in this case, you'll tell them what your values are, right? From this, what your friends' values, parents' values, coaches' values, and your values are. Now, I am going to break it up like this, right? In the end, we all kind of know that our values are built by what other people value as well, right? We don't live in a little vacuum. We kind of take what other people think is important as well and incorporate that into our mindsets. So I'm going to leave this up. And I got a chat here. One sec. Let's see what's up. Maybe it's a question. Okay, good question. Alex asked, is it what you think of your friend and family for the values? So what do you think your friends value? What do you think your parents value? What do they think is important? Does that make sense, Alex? So it's not what you think of your friends. It's what do you think they care about? It's what do you think your parents care about? What do you think your coaches care about? Does that make sense to everybody? We good? Okay, so I'm going to leave this page up because these are the prompt questions. Okay, and then we're going to go for 5 to 7 minutes. I'll keep it kind of open-ended. And so everybody turn off your cameras, turn off your microphones, and we're just going to spend time quietly here. I'll call us back together in a moment. All right, y'all, we're going to bring it back together here. What's up? Go ahead and turn on your cameras and mics again. Hopefully that was enough time. If it wasn't, that's okay. So last week we broke up into groups of 2. This week we're going to break up into groups of 3. And what we're going to do is the oldest goalie in each group is going to tell when we come back together. So we're going to split off into groups of 3. You'll all tell each other what you wrote down, you know, what your friends value, what your parents value, what your coaches value, and what you value. Then we're going to bring it all back together, and the oldest goalie from each group is going to tell some of the common themes of what we talked about. So the oldest goalies in each group, Zane, you're going to be one of them. Dylan, you're going to be another. And I think it'll be Weston as well. Weston, you're going to be your spokesman for your group, okay? And so when we come back together, you 3 just need to have kind of some core ideas that were common in your group. Does that make sense? Yeah, sound good? Okay, perfect. I'm going to open these rooms and then you guys can all hop into them. Awesome. Welcome back, guys. Coop, Dylan. Who else was in your guys' group?
Jackson.
Jackson, got it. What's up, Jackson? There he is. Weston, Alex, and Brian. And then we just have Zane and his pair. I can't remember who was with Zane. We'll see when they come back. Owen and Brant, that's right. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Okay, so Dylan, would you mind going first and just sharing what your group kind of had in common? Just some common words or common ideas.
Yeah. So I think for coaches first, I think big one was like passion and effort. And then punctuality was another one that I thought coaches value a lot. And then leadership as well is another quality. For parents, just a lot of like happiness, being motivated, working hard. For friendship, it's kindness, loyalty, trust, like being there for someone. And then the your value was just effort, determination, being selfless, taking responsibility for yourself, and just self-improvement as well.
Awesome. Zano and Sano, would you mind going next? You're muted, bud.
Yep. I was like, wait a minute. Right. Like more basic stuff, like what I value. I'll do I value, friends, whatever next. What I value is my family, the group, hockey, of course, friends, and just being hardworking. Knowing that I'm working my hardest. For friends, I think my friends value their own friends, their own family, as well as their own interests, even if their interests don't include hockey. What my parents value their children, their family, their job, their respect for themselves and others, as well as I think they like to watch me play. What my value, just effort and preparedness, trying to be the best you can be. And that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Zane. And Weston, what were some common themes from your group?
So like, I'll just start off with like parents. Like a lot of them were like having like a good time, being like respectful and like grades and stuff. That's probably like what it was for parents, like the common answers. Coaches making us like better players and like a good work ethic and stuff and playing our at our best. And the common thing for like what I value is having fun, playing hockey, time with friends. That's probably like the most common answer in our group. And friends, they value like I don't really have any friends that play hockey, but they did. So like their friends value hockey and family time and their interests. So that's what I got.
Awesome. Just taking a note myself. Perfect. Yeah, so I bounced in and out of a couple rooms there and I heard a lot of those same themes, right? And I'm gonna share my screen again here because we're gonna go back to that and then we'll break off again. Dylan, let me know when you see this again. Perfect, okay. So we talked, there were a lot of great common themes and I'll kind of break down my thoughts more. So now we're gonna use the values that we just came up with and then we're gonna consolidate them into our why, right? We threw out a bunch of values, but then, you know, ultimately they do come from other people, like we've already talked about. They come from our friends, they come from our family, they come from our coaches, they come from our teammates. But we're the only ones that who stop the puck, right? Personal responsibility is a big part of this. your why can't be the same why as your friend, because your friend isn't you, right? Your why you're playing hockey, why you're doing the things that you do, can't be what your parents tell you, because your parents can't stop the puck for you. And same with your coaches. So we each need an internal why. It needs to come from us. And so that's what we're going to do in this next round. What's your why? We're going to think about our dream, our vision, and our goal. And we're also going to think about the common values, right? So these common values, we're going to circle, or like if we just wrote down a list, just circle the ones that are biggest to you and write down, when you think about your goal, who you're trying to achieve it for. Who are you achieving your goal for? What do you want to feel when you achieve it? And why you want it? Why is it valuable to you? Why is it valuable to you? I heard a few times, playing in the NHL or playing college hockey. Why is that valuable to you? You need to know your why. It might be valuable to your parents for one reason. It might be valuable to your friends in another, to know someone who's made it to that level. But why do you want it? And that's what our next section here is again. Okay, so we're going to break off into, we're going to turn off our cameras. I'll keep it a little bit quicker this time, maybe 3 to 5 minutes instead of 5 to 7-ish. But we're going to all turn off our cameras and go dark again. I'll leave it back on this screen. And then we'll come back together and talk about our whys. Okay, and we'll think about our whys. Now, when I think of all these common values, I'll save that for when we get back together. I'll save it for when we get back. I'll let you guys think on your own. Okay, so cameras off, mics off, and we'll go for 3 or 4 minutes thinking about these things here, these prompts. All right, we're gonna bring it back. What's up? All right, we're gonna break off into rooms again. And this time we're not gonna, when we come back together, we're not gonna worry about telling the group what was in common. Okay, so we're just gonna share with each other what we thought about our why. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do through that is I'm gonna bounce in the rooms again. And I'm going to come up with my own idea of what's common between you guys. Got it? And we'll go through that. Sound good? So now you're just sharing with the 3 of you. Don't worry about, thinking of ways to bring it back to the group as a whole. Don't worry about that anymore. Be really good listeners to each other. Take notes of each other, what we're saying, so that we show them that we care and so that we can learn from their experiences as well, right? So here we go. Rooms are opening. Same groups as before. All right, team, good job. Good job. We're almost done. Almost finished. Some common threads of our why. Okay, I heard a lot of, and even getting back into the values that we talked about before. We value having time with friends and family. We value getting better, right? We value improvement and growth. We value, I heard, like when we were talking about it, loyalty. that our parents and our teammates and our coaches, they value loyalty, they value honesty, leadership, selflessness, happiness, fun, love of the game came up a ton. Love of the game, that you do it because you enjoy it, right? So listening to all of you, I kind of came up with 4 general categories. Okay, and these 4 general categories for why we do these things, if you wouldn't mind, just write down with me. The first one of why we do something is to build togetherness or build belonging, right? That's a why. We've talked about, like I heard some guys say that they're doing it for not only themselves, but for their parents or their coaches or their teammates, right? So what's your why there? Your why is really so that you belong, right? And that you feel that love of that group and that you're in with that team, right? That's the why there. Another one, growth. Growth is the second one. Write down growth. This is where, I heard people say that they wanted, or their parents especially, right? We heard this more with parents, that grades matter and that manners matter. Really, what's the point of effort? What's the point of putting in effort or putting in hard work? Dylan said that he wants to achieve his goal to prove that hard work pays off. What's the motivator for that? The motivator for that is to grow, right? Is to improve. That's the why, right? That's the why. Another one, I kind of already hit it, right? Loyalty, honesty, goodness, leadership, selflessness. That's to help others, right? Our why is to build something greater than ourselves. Our why is to do something that's hard and challenging, but do it together and do it in a way that's greater than ourselves, right? Do it in a way that builds everybody up at the same time. And then the last one that I had is enjoyment, right? Fun, happiness, love of the game. Why do we do it? We enjoy it. Alex said that he has a special place in his heart for hockey, right? That it's just fun. He just enjoys it. So why do you want to achieve these goals in anything? I mean, you could break it all down to just enjoyment, right? You enjoy achieving your goal. You enjoy the process of getting closer to your goal. Cooper said that his goal was to make an honor roll, right? There is enjoyment in completing that goal, right? There's huge enjoyment. You feel satisfied. You did a job well done, right? And so enjoyment, a lot of these things can come down to enjoying the process, right? Enjoying the process of growth and building togetherness with our teammates and helping other people become better themselves, right? So you guys said a ton of great whys. You guys all have fantastic reasons for why you're doing what you're doing. And I'm really proud of you guys for putting in the effort with me to do this. So last thing here, I'm just going to share my screen one more time because I think we have just a little idea of homework. Yep, execute. Write your biggest whys where you'll see them every day. Whether it's in your mirror, in your bathroom, or on your ceiling, or on the door to your bedroom. Write down why you're getting up early in the morning to go for a run or to go to the rink, or why you're choosing to study an extra 10 minutes a day, or why you're fill in the blank, right? But put that why somewhere that you'll see it constantly, that you'll see it and be reminded. And then think and dream more, right? Find a clearer vision. Think even deeper about what it is that you want and why you want it. And then again, I left this up from last week. Write things down. It gets the chaos out of your head and it's calming. And when you think about what you're already grateful for, it makes you just think even more so of the possibilities. You see what you have, you appreciate what you have, and then you think about what you could gain, right? So anyway, execute, execute, execute. Think of your dream, think of your vision, think of your why, and go have fun this week. Enjoyment was a huge part of the theme, right? So if we're not enjoying ourselves on the ice, we might want to change something up, right? So, all right, friends, that's all I got. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Have a
Thanks,
good week,
Josh.
guys. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Josh. Thank
I'll
you.
see ya.